sometimes I just feel like I got to eh, eh, run away. Oh my god. All right. Hi guys, this is Hope from Pros Before Bros. It is Friday. Thank the heavens above. And this is going to be my second video. Yeah, second video of the evening. I am like so pissed at myself. So, I did a video on the unboxing of Alcrate, and I think I might have deleted it by accident, so I might have to do that again. I'm hoping that I have it backed up somewhere. But I did the Outcrate unboxing. It was okay. Like, no, the box was beautiful. Let me just put it that way. The box is probably the best box I've had. But I was so loopy throughout the process because I'm just so tired right now. But I think we'll have to do it again. Because I deleted the damn video. At least I think I did. So that's my evening in a nutshell. I went to the doctor today, and fortunately, I did not get poked with any needles. That was fabulous. Um, but yeah, so my day's not going as good as I hoped it would. But I'm home. That's all that matters. I'm home now. I can relax, and I got some updates for you. So let's just hop right into it. First update I have is the live show is happening tomorrow for the Ladies Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. This is the sequel to the Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. This came out 2 weeks ago, I think, roughly, possibly. Um, and yeah, I love this book. I can't wait for you guys to come check out the live show and hear all of our thoughts about it. The live show is actually going to be hosted by my dear friend Brandy over at Books with Brandy Shanae, and also the Happy Booktuber. You guys probably heard me mention the Happy Booktuber a couple times. She's awesome, folks. I absolutely love her. She's such a motivational, happy, charismatic person on the booktube community, and I have such an honor and a pleasure of getting to know her. She actually reached out to a few of us, I think back in, what was it? Well, she did an open thing where she openly announced it. I think it was back in September, I want to say. It was either August or September, asking if anybody would be interested in doing a live show on this book. Since I had this book pre-ordered and I already read the Gentleman's Guide, I was super stoked about it. I hopped right in there and I'm like, me. So, yeah, so that's how I got tied up into that. Like I said, Brandy is going to be the actual host of it, so it's going to be on her channel. And the live show will start tomorrow at, hiccups, at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for y'all in Ohio or Kentucky or what have you. So, yeah, definitely come in, check us out. I will put all the links below so you can take a look at both of these wonderful ladies' channels and kind of get an idea of who they are and what they are all about. And then come check us out at Brandy's channel tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I could talk. And here are our thoughts on this wonderful book, The Latest Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. I can tell you right now, without any spoilers, I love this book. In fact, I think I loved it a little bit more than The Gentleman's Guide. I feel like such a sinner saying that. And look, it matches the shirt. Go figure. Purple. I love purple. But yes, come check this out. We're excited to talk to you about our thoughts on it. So without further ado, let me go ahead and tell you about some other things that are going to be happening. Tomorrow, if you guys are around Cincinnati or from Cincinnati, we have an exciting event coming up, and that is Books by the Banks. It is a regional book festival held here in Cincinnati annually. I think this is probably like the third or fourth year. It hasn't been going on for that long, from what I can gather. Um, but just to kind of tell you what it's all about is basically book lovers take siege at the Duke Energy Convention Center, and it's amazing. And my God, why do my hands look so big on this camera? So, Frankenstein hands. Okay, focus, Hope, focus. So, it's down at the Duke Energy Convention Center. I believe that's on Elm Street in downtown Cincinnati, if I remember correctly. I believe that's one of the cross streets that you take. It's a free admission event. So you could come between the hours of 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock tomorrow and hang out with a bunch of amazing, amazing authors from our region. So one person I can name off the top of my head that I am super stoked about seeing is my friend Meg Letter. I actually met her I think it was not last summer, it was this summer. I actually met her at Joseph Beth when she was talking about the book that she just released, Let Go of Gravity. She is an amazing, amazing writer. She also wrote Museum of Heartbreak, which is one of my favorite books of all time. Just an incredible YA contemporary writer. So she's going to be there doing a couple panels and also signing some books that she's going to have. The whole event is just amazing. So definitely go check it out if you're in the area. There's going to be over 100 to 150 authors there. It's an all-day event. They're going to have concessions there. They're going to have obviously book selling and the signers there. The authors will be happy to sign books for you, and they'll also have panels throughout the day. I'm going to be there from 10 a.m. to about 1 o'clock tomorrow, just hanging out, seeing what's going on. I don't know what Duke's policy is about filming on their location. I think they're a little bit sketchy about that. I'll be happy to find out and see if I could, give you guys a small clip of how that goes. Can't make guarantees. If that doesn't pan out, I'll be happy to go and do a recap video with you guys and just let you know how everything went. But I was planning on going tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. That way I have enough time to get home and get ready for the live show and just kind of get situated, make sure technically I'm okay in terms of getting the computer set up and whatnot. Keeping my fingers crossed for that. Me and my husband are going to be working on that tonight. But other than that, let's go ahead and talk about books. So I did actually finish a book off my October TBR. I never thought that was going to happen. That book is Maggie, we'll mess up her last name, Stepfader, The Raven Books, Book 1. I really enjoyed this book, and I was shocked at how much I enjoyed it. If you guys remember a few videos ago, I talked about this book that I was doing the audio book on it. I was listening to it, and I don't know what it is. I did not like the narrator at all. It wasn't his voice. His voice was okay, but I just don't think he was the right fit for the book. I don't know. It bothered me. Nothing against him. I didn't like his voice, apparently. It's the only thing I could come up with. So I switched over to reading the actual book. And I really enjoyed it. I was very worried that I wasn't going to like the book because I believe it was released about the same time that paranormal YA was starting to take a big leap, if you will. And I just wasn't looking. Looks like it was 2012. So it was around that time when, the paranormal YA was really kicking off. And I just was like, oh God, this is just a trend I just wish would end already. Nothing personal against it. I just felt like it was overdone. I was worried that was going to be the case with this book. And actually it wasn't. This book is pleasantly good. It's got some good characters in it. I have to say that I absolutely am falling in love with Gansey. I think he's just such a neat character. I definitely look forward to reading what else he has to offer in the future books as well. So I will definitely continue on with this series. I'm really excited about. I'm glad that I got over my book stigma, if you will, to pick up a copy of this book. Right now, I gave it 4 stars roughly, um, but I did enjoy it quite a bit. So I finished that today, surprisingly enough. It was a really quick read. I was really happy with that. And then I started reading, and you guys are going to laugh at me. It's not on my TBR yet. Again, I really got to get onto my TBR. But I started reading Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I know it's been out for like several years. Hope, why are you picking up these books that's a little bit older, that's been out for a while? Well, the reason is it was one of those books I thought to myself it was going to be overrated. It kind of felt like it might have too many Twilight-y references in it. And then I started really digging into the audiobook of it at work. I'm signed up with Scribe right now. So Scribe, if you guys don't know, is a monthly service. I'm not affiliated with them at all. I just have their subscription. It's $8 a month. You listen to audiobooks on there. So I've been waiting for The Hate You Give to come on there. It finally got on there. That way I can start listening to it. And then I saw this pop up, and I'm like, I want to listen to that too, and just kind of get it off of my read list because everybody talks about this book. I want to know what it's all about. And I also want to really pick up the hardback of The Hate You Give and actually read it. I just want to make sure that I give my utmost attention to that book as well. So I wanted something to listen to at work. So I put this on thinking, okay, this will fill in a void a little bit. And I actually started enjoying it. And I had the book at home. It was one of those books that I picked up like at a thrift store and just didn't pay much attention to afterwards. Like it was at the right price. I figured maybe I'll get to it at some point, or somebody in my family will get to it at some point. Well, today I decided to pull it out. That way I could actually start reading the rest of it. Like I said, I really enjoyed the audiobook. I was really surprised at how good the audiobook was. I've read a little bit of Rainbow Rowell stuff, but never really touched into her YA stuff. So I figured that would be a good start. All right. And the last book that I got that I'm really excited about, it's actually from a local author here in Cincinnati who is J.T. Townsend. I met J.T., I think it was through a true crime forum on Facebook. And he is a true crime author here in Cincinnati. His specialty is pulling out all these cold cases and these really crazy, murder cases that has happened here in Cincinnati and really in Ohio. Like I've seen where he's talked about cases in not Cincinnati, in Cleveland. Just incredibly interesting man. And I had the pleasure of talking to him quite a few times because of these cases. I love anything cold case. I like to sit there and try to, think of my own theories and see if that, anything comes of that. I like that research part that comes with it. So it was kind of neat talking to him on those forums. And then I discovered that he was releasing a book, and that was what was it? Queen City Gothic. I keep wanting to say Century Gothic, and that's a font, Hope. That is not a book. Stop. So Queen City Gothic came out. I have to find this book. It's somewhere here in the house, but it's like that thick. It's crazy, crazy thick book, and it's full of information. Like literally, it took me 48 hours to finish reading it because it was so fascinating about the cases here that's happened in Cincinnati. So long story short, he actually released a book on one of the most intriguing cases that has happened in Cincinnati, and that is the Bricka family murders. The book is Summer's Almost Gone. It was just literally released. I think he released it just this month. But he's been working on this for a couple years now. I can remember him talking about it in the forums for quite some time. And if you guys aren't familiar with Cincinnati true crime or haven't heard of this case is a crazy bombshell case. So, just to kind of give you an idea, it's a murder case from 1966. It happened, I believe, on the west side of Cincinnati. And it was a family of three. This family was originally from Chicago. They moved here to Cincinnati after the husband got a job at a very big, I want to say plastics company, if I remember correct. It was like a really well paying job. So he got the job here in Cincinnati, and one summer, very tragically, somebody broke into her house in the middle of the night and viciously killed all three family members. And the saddest part is one of the people that were killed was their 4-year-old daughter, Debbie. They were killed in their sleep. And in fact, Debbie's death was so vicious that when the coroner did their autopsies and picked up the bodies, they said that the knife used on Debbie, whoever was doing the murders, had put so much force into the the stabbing that the knife went clear through Debbie, like from her back to her chest. Really graphic stuff. This is not for the faint of heart at all. I still get emotional reading about this case because it's one of those cases I've followed for the longest time because we talk about so much here in Cincinnati. It's one of those things that you talk about late at night around the kitchen table. Do you remember when this happened? So, funny story about how I discovered this case. Um, my husband and I were actually looking at houses a few years back. I think we've lived in this house for about 3 years. This house was going to be our primary house. This was the house that we wanted, but we were looking at possible alternatives just in case for whatever reason this house didn't work out because there was another bidder involved at that point. So one house that I saw was this house right here. It was on the market the same time that our current house, was on the market. And I talked to John about it. I'm like, this is a perfect house. It's beautiful. They just renovated it. It's gorgeous. And you guys are going to think I'm crazy. But before any contract was signed, the first thing I told John is I wanted to do a thorough history search on the house. Whatever house we put a contract or a bid on, I want to do that just for my peace of mind. And this house, when I started researching it, I found out that the Brigham murders happened there. And that's how I got introduced to that case. Needless to say, I just decided, I told my husband, I changed my mind. I don't want to purchase that house. Bad juju. That's what my mom always says, bad juju around. And thankfully we got this house instead. Nothing spooky has happened to this house. And I believe the last owner lived here for about 50 years before she went to a nursing home. I'm chill with that. I don't want any drama in my life. So, yeah, this house is still in existence. There's people still living in it. And, I mean, it's common knowledge that this murder happened at this house. So, JT actually got a lot of copies of the police records. And I believe he's done several interviews with people and finally got this book put together. And like I said, he's been working on this book for quite a few years now. So I was really excited when he did say that he was getting it published and put out there. Now, I don't think it's on Amazon just yet. I think he's trying to work that part out. But I do know that he's selling it through his website. I'll put all of his information down below. Definitely check him out. He's an incredible writer. And I'm not just saying that because of my past conversations with that. I genuinely mean he's an incredible writer. He's very thorough about what he does. But yeah, this case is very near and dear to us here in Cincinnati because nobody knows. Nobody knows who the murderer is. Nobody knows who does it, who did it. We have our speculations, but we don't have the final answers, which is really, really heartbreaking, especially since there was a little girl involved in this. And yeah, it's spooky. I'm getting the shakes still. I mean, it really creeps me out that that was the house. That was one of the houses we were considering when we started looking at houses. We were actually going to go call the agent to look at it. And yeah, I did some digging and I found that out. And I'm so glad that I didn't. I'm so glad that we didn't put it in the house. Um, just creepy in general. So yeah, getting off of my soapbox, if you will. Those are the books I got so far, or the updates I have so far. Like I said, Books by the Banks is tomorrow. I'm really excited about going there and just hanging out with all the authors and getting to know some more booky people like ourselves. Um, might pick up a couple books while I'm out there and do quick little hauls, if you will, or just like a recap, if you will, depending, like I said, on the Duke Energy Convention Center's filming policy. I want to say that they don't like it when you film there. I don't know. It's been so many years since I've been there, but yeah. So that's my goal for tomorrow. And like I said, come check out our live show. Sorry, I'm rocking. This chair is so addicting when it comes to rocking. Um, Come check out our live show tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about the latest guide to petticoats and piracy. And it's going to be an awesome, awesome adventure. So, yeah, I'm going to cut it off there. Thank you so much for tuning in once more to Bros Before Bros. If you have any book suggestions, please put blah, blah, blah. Please put them in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like what you see so far and you want to hang out with me some more, all you have to do is click the subscribe button and I'll be here. All right, thank you so much, guys. Awesome seeing you. Bye.